The following is a presentation of Black Bear Sports Group. Watch the entire 2025-2026 United States Premier Hockey League season exclusively on the new home of USPHL Hockey, Black Bear TV. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Mount Clemens Ice Arena. We're located approximately 30 minutes northeast of Motown, Detroit, in Mount Clemens, Michigan. As the former two-time USPHL Premier Midwest Division champions and three-time National Championship Tournament participants, the Metro Jets Development Program, MJDP, will face off against the Chicago Cougars. My name is Zeke Fraver, voice of the Toledo Cherokee, filling in for normal play-by-play announcer Matt Preer, up high on the flight deck alongside color analyst and Black Bear TV broadcast producer Matt Naiman. And we welcome you to the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show. For all of your oral surgery needs, from facial trauma reconstruction, oral pathology, pre- and post-prosthetic surgery, and more, Dr. Robert John, an oral and maxillofacial surgeon, offers a full scope of oral and maxillofacial surgical procedures. With almost 25 years of experience, Dr. John brings a unique combination of medical expertise, precision, and compassionate care to the practice. Learn more at TroyOralSurgery.com. Game 2 of the series here, Matt Naiman. Yesterday, the Chicago Cougars won 4-2 over MJDP. It was a pretty good back-and-forth affair. It was a good game like we expected, and at the end of it, the Cougars came out on top.
Yeah, they did. That's one, these games so far, it's been back and forth, win-loss for both teams. So this is going to be one here that MJDP is going to be looking to get back on them, as right now we're looking at, every point matters from here on out to the end of the season for playoffs.
We'll take a look at MJDP first. We'll look at the number 18 of Corey Anderson. Had himself a goal yesterday on the power play. It's his 75th career game. Overall on the season, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points for the young man out of Heartland, Michigan. Not too far away from here, but he looked really good yesterday.
Yeah, he did, and he's, one of the guys that I talked to on, we talked about on the last game, that, these guys that aren't known to be the big goal scorers are starting to score goals. And especially against this Chicago Cougars team, it's been real tough for them to play. It's nice to see that your normal goal scorers, guys aren't known to be scoring a lot of goals, are starting to score goals. So that's good to see.
Now we'll take a look at number 11, Lucas Benavides out of Miami, Florida. 14 goals, 7 assists, 21 points on the season in 34 games played. Pretty quiet yesterday, but every time the puck's on his stick, something amazing can happen.
Yeah, Benavides is one of those guys. He can be sneaky good at times, and he's real good. He's a real good contributor into the play and into the success of this MJDP team. And they just got with that they had good shots on goal, and the goaltending was a bit better. D was a bit better, and they took advantage of the little things, and that was to Chicago's success in that 4-2 win yesterday.
Next, we'll take a look at number 26, Jaden Provencher, back in the lineup here this afternoon out of Macomb, Michigan. He's got 9 points on the season in just 18 games played. Started out the season with the Big Jets, now coming over to MJDP, and he's back in the lineup here this afternoon. Yeah,
it's nice to see Provencher back in and see what he's going to be doing. And he always is a good contributor, good team player. So it's nice to see him in here, and it's a good addition to this lineup here against the Chicago Cougar team.
Next, we'll take a look at the 57 of Ben McLean out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's not used to this kind of weather, but it doesn't matter. He's been heating up as of late. On the season, he's got 17 points in 39 games played. I mean, he's a guy that every time he's on the ice, you got to keep an eye on. He can be sneaky good as well.
Yeah, and he is, and that's what they look forward to. And some of these guys averaging half point to 3/4 of a point a game. They need those guys to step up, help out just a little bit more to secure this win here today against Chicago.
And finally, we'll take a look at the number 12 of Caleb Simpson out of Davison, Michigan. 8 points on the season, 2 in his last 5. So from the back end, he's really starting to make something happen, trying to work a little high to low.
Yeah, just another one of the guys that you see are known to be a big point producer, but he's starting to get these points later in the season. which, you'd rather see a guy do that later in the season than light it up in the beginning of the season and then die off at the end of the season when you're needed most, when the points are most important.
And we'll take a look at projected starting goaltender number 80, Logan DeAndrea, out of Buffalo, New York. He's the USPHL Midwest Goaltender of the Month for January. Played for Coral Springs, the Junior Cats of the Florida Division, bringing his talents up north to the cold. He's 7-0-0-0 on the season, 2.45 goals against average, and .911 save percentage.
Yeah, he was a good addition to this team. I believe they acquired him at or right before or around the Florida Showcase, and haven't had a chance to really talk to him much, but seems to have a good head on his shoulders. He's a good team player. He communicates very well with the players out there on the ice, and it's honestly been a pleasure to watch him in between the pipes here.
He's going to have to be on his toes. There was a couple times yesterday, Cameron Cyrus between the pipes in that loss yesterday kind of got caught off guard in the defensive zone, so certainly going to have to stay on his toes at all times here this afternoon.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things, it's the small things. It was, you can't even say it was a miscommunication. I mean, it was, you messed up, and that's what, brought that Chicago win to 2. It was just bad luck, bad timing. That was just a bad everything. It's the 8 years I've been here and watching all the games, I have never have I seen something like that. So that's just something, they can't allow that to happen against this Chicago Cougar team.
And next we'll take a look at the Chicago Cougars. Let's take a look at maybe an unsung hero for the team. He had a goal yesterday. Number 6 of Nazar Jakubiak potted a goal on the season. He's got 3 points against MJDP, just 11 on the season. But he's back in the lineup here this afternoon for head coach Steve Malte. He's got some size, 6'1", 196-pounder out of Arlington Heights, Illinois.
Yeah, and he's another one of those players that not known to get a lot of points, and he's starting to get them. And against the MJDP team and the Jets, who's looking to add more points to their standing so they can grasp and hold on to where they're at. So it's one of those guys that, you very well may have to look out for if he knows that he can score and get stuff done against this MJDP team.
Next up, we'll take a look at a guy that played forward yesterday. He's playing defense here this afternoon for the Cougars in number 8, Will Manerick. He's got a 6-game point streak right now, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points, so he's seeing the ice very well, but he's playing a little bit different position here this afternoon.
Yeah, and that's just one, Manerick, it's nice to have those players that can play both the front side and the back side of the game, and to have those universal players like that, it's a big help, and he's definitely a contributor and a factor in the wins for the Chicago Cougar team.
We talked about this young man yesterday quite a bit. Number 25, Spencer Kauke, over in the corner over there. He's had 147 career points, had a goal yesterday. He is the motor that keeps this train that is the Chicago Cougars running.
Yeah, Kauke, he, yesterday's game, he was quiet for almost the first 2 periods. And then it's like all of a sudden a light clicked, and he was just, you saw him involved a lot more in the 3rd period, and I believe he had one of the goals yesterday, at least had an assist. But he's just one of those guys that you have to block him out. You have to stop him. You got to get in his passing lanes and shooting lanes and block those shots, because he's one that can put him back in the back of the net.
Puck. Now we'll take a look at one of the best names in the USPHL, the number 2 of Gabriel Papachristopoulos. Not much on the point side of things, but I'll tell you what, he was rock solid defensively yesterday.
Oh, he was yesterday, and he has been playing this MJDP team. I mean, he's just he's a good, solid player. He knows what needs to be done against this team, and he does it well, which is why, we're at pretty much, you could say, a 50-50 toss-up on who's going to win the game, and it's because of players like that.
And lastly, we will look at projected starter in this one for the Cougars, the number 35 of Aiden Weisoglad. I met his dad at the Chicago Showcase. He wasn't in between the pipes, but great young man. On the season, he is just 8-12-1-1 with a 3.42 goals against average and 8.87 save percentage. A little undersized at 5'10", 165, But again, you kind of look at it as like a Cameron Cyrus. He plays a lot bigger than what his frame suggests.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, that's why they picked him up. That's why they have him. And, you know, I've seen him play a handful of times. He's a goaltender that, even though his size, he plays like a 6'2", 6'3" goaltender. You know, he moves really well in between the pipes, and he makes his body big. He can cover a lot of the net, and he does a good job covering the corners and cutting off the angles.
And that is going to do it for warm-ups and for the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show here this afternoon. Puck drop slated for 2:30 here this afternoon. MJDP and the Chicago Cougars. We thank you for tuning in so far, and we hope to see you back here in about 15 minutes for this one. between the visiting Chicago Cougars and MJDP. Game 2 of the 3-game set here this weekend at Mount Clemens Ice Arena. My name is Zeke Fraber, voice of the Toledo Cherokee, filling in for Matt Prayer alongside Matt Naiman, Tyler Naiman, here up high on the flight deck. Alongside us, well, PA today, going to have our on-ice interviews is Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on-ice reporter Sarah Vassar. As we get closer and closer to puck drop, we'll have our Metro Junior Jets Hockey Organization starting lineups with Sarah Vassar right now. Pre-game festivities all taken care of. We'll get your Golden Greek scratches for the game. The Golden Greek, right across the street here from MCIA, the official restaurant of the Metro Jets Hockey Club. First for MJDP, number 17, Landon Graham. Number 91, Aiden Rabone. Number 61, Alex Fournier getting the afternoon off. And number 31, Cameron Cyrus. All scratched here this afternoon for the Cougars. The number 22 of Jaden Burnett. 89, Caden Day. Number 4, Dylan Gudovic. Number 10, Charles Damaraki. And number 30, the man we just saw in the previous game, Itamar David. Metro Junior Jets Hockey Organization starting lineups. First for MJDP up front, number 27, Clovis Gamble. Number 41, Vince Pika. Number 57, Ben McLean. On defense, number 23, Cameron Schaefer. Number 53, John Lejabokoff. And a net number 80, Logan DeAndrea. For the Cougars, up front, Spencer Kauke going to take the opening face-off. Alongside him, Alexander Polkstenis and Andrew Engstrom. On defense, Will Manerick and Tyler Retner. Between the pipes, Aiden Weissoglad. As the puck is down, it's hockey time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Puck flopped on in on Weissoglad, who hangs on. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Again, yesterday, the Cougars defeating MJDP 4-2, and this is such a close battle.
Well, that's something you don't see very often. Jamie's dancing on the bench.
He's in a good mood today. Or is that a scary thing?
That's scary.
Stretch pass on ahead, just out of the reach of Engstrom. Lejabokoff. One touch by McLean intended for Gamelin, who lays one on back. Lejabokoff on a cross for Schaefer. Lugs on ahead, fires down the ice, past the blocker of Weissoglad. 5'10", 165-pounder out of Naperville, Illinois. 8-12, 1-1 on the season. A 3.42 goals against average and an .887 save percentage. MJDP second in the division. 18-20, 1-0. 37 points. The Cougars 14-19, 2-1, 31 points. This race is going to come down to the wire in this Midwest division. Inside McElroy, the shot is turned aside. Now quickly, Provencher carries on in. Lost the puck, tumbles to the ice as it's flipped into the neutral zone. Smith gives chase. McElroy a dive, can't get it away from Smith. Luxinger, and a shot from Mena. They score. A minute and 23 seconds in. Dominic Mena.
That ice must be slippery because the linesman just took a tumble now too.
Early start in this one. Yesterday, MJDP scored first.
Yeah, this was just one. I mean, the rebound was there. Nobody picked it up. It was laying there right there in the slot. He had traffic out front. By the time he seen it, it was up over his shoulder and in.
Early hole here for MJDP. Again, battling for that number 2 seed in the Midwest Division as it's fired in by Stanhope. Battle on the near side half wall. Puck flipped out down the ice. That is going to go for an icing against the Cougars. Same setup for the playoffs in the Premier as it is in the Elite Division. All 1, 2, and 3 receive a bye. 4 and 5 will play round 1. Then you have 2 versus 3 and seed 1 versus the winner of 4 and 5. So again, battling here for home ice advantage in the first round. But there's one team between these two teams. The Chicago T-Rex. Quick shot save made by Weisoglad. Fort Wayne Spacemen and Chicago T-Rex play this evening. 7 o'clock start out in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah, that's going to be one that, everyone wants to curious on what's going to be going on with the standings. That's definitely a game you guys to be watching out
Certainly
there tonight.
check that out. Big counter check thrown on the other side by Lejabokov. Rodriguez gives chase, bounces one off the wall. Jakubiak chips out, foot race here. Look at the hustle from Anderson to pick up on the backhand. Works around the net. Anderson turns up, ice accelerates. Lays one ahead, Kobayashi intended on the return. Feet for Anderson. Jakubiak picked it off. Spencer Kauke out of the air. Drops one back for Engstrom, a shot. Holy cow, the Cougars have started out buzzing. Curto, he's back the other way and upended by the 5. That is Tyler Rentner. Stretch pass. Provencher gloves it down to late off sides as Manerick picks up stretch pass. Tipped a couple of times. Kauke works his way in. Lost the puck. Engstrom firing on ahead. Andrew Engstrom towards the net. Provencher, the block pass. Rentner a drive, blocker to side. Provencher into the far side corner. Rentner shuffles one back down around just out of the long reach of Kauke. Not too many times you can say it was out of his reach.
No, the guy's got a 7-foot stick.
Polkstenis and Mena, little friendly fire. Pratt picks up, feeds on ahead. Jacobson redirects into the body of Manerick. Flipped in by Provencher. 16:35 to go. First period of play. Cougars lead 1-0 over MJDP. Gamelin digging away. Picked up now by Boscovich. Looking to get back on the point sheet. It's pointless in his last 9 games played. Fired back in by Polkstenis. Giveaway. Luxinger dances, drops one back for Mena, who opened the scoring here early. Now Gamelin on for Pika, firing on in. Works around Jones, drives one around for Gamelin. Boscovich back down for Gamelin, trying to find McLean. McElroy for Luxinger, one touches through the wickets, and McElroy unable to get around McLean. Now, Gamelin takes a tumble. Yeah, there's something going on with the ice here. A lot of guys falling all over the place, and it's not because of the body checking. Smith kicks one free. Works in. Leaves one for Gamelin. Giveaway. Fernandez picked it off. Poked free again. Gamelin the shot. Weisselglad got a piece of that. Battle in the near side corner. Smith the stick lift. McElroy digs it free. Played out wide for Luxinger. Carries on ahead. Luxinger working back to the near side. Angles one down and in for Jones. Boscovich for Varelli. Cross he goes for Smith. Couple of guys tangled up behind the play. LeBlanc on for Varelli. Taps one in. Now Fernandez turns back the other way. Stanhope tumbles to the ice. LeBlanc dumps on in. Redirected down by Rodriguez. Fernandez flipped it, and it's held in at the point by Yazuskinis. And now Benavides carries on ahead. Talked about him in the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show. Can make anything happen with the puck on his stick. This time just lays one in on Weisselglad, who hangs on.
This was well before your time.
My grandma likes Bob Seger, so I've heard quite a bit of Bob Seger in my career. Papa Christopoulos, first time I've mentioned him during the game as Conkey carries on in, fires a shot, blocker to side. Benavides jams one up the wall. Papa Christopoulos unable to hold in. Rung back in by Watson. Played along, stretch past Benavides. One touches back for Kobayashi, who continues backwards. Engstrom intercepts. He's in with a wrist shot, and it's going to be hung on to. 13:48 left, first period of play. The Cougars lead 1-0 thanks to Dominic Mena. Just about a minute and a half into this one.
One with Kobayashi, he got lucky on that one. He put that right in the center of the ice. They were able to come right up the slot, take that shot. It's just something he gets in those situations, put it up along the wall, and just tap it over the line, let them have the reset, and get back to it.
One that'll make a coach pull their hair out.
Yeah.
Curto through center ice, giving chase now Jacobson. Jacobson wrapped up by Papa Christopoulos. Engstrom backhands one for Polk Stennis. His top line always dangerous for the Cougars. Little chip and chase, Polk Stennis on ahead. Brackett knocked to the ice. Dominic Mena picks up below the goal line, feeds up top. Manerick, the shot, they score. Hit the glove of Jacobson, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Cougars just 7 minutes into this one. Manerick got it at the point. It was a busted kind of play. Just threw it towards the net. Jacobson reached out like he wanted to block the shot. Instead, just redirected it right into the back of the net. MJDP needing an answer, and soon in this one.
False start on the Cougars. They're going to restart.
Mena in to take the face-off, and he'll win it back to Manerick. He'll circle on back. Manerick, 17th goal of the season, now on a 7-game point streak, 8 points in that time span. Tyler Rentner pitches one in. McElroy to the back door, intended for Luxinger. Couldn't connect. Now Luxinger tries to work his way back in. Mena pokes one around. McElroy in the near side corner, trying to shovel one up to the point. Instead, he's met by Simpson. McLean. Now Provencher. On along the wall, tries to work outside in and lost the puck. Mena fans on the pass, now swings one out wide. Luxinger leading McElroy on a bouncing pass. Another shot from Mena, and another opportunity. This time goes wide. Some defensive breakdowns early in this first period for MJDP. Gamelin to the near side for Pika. Backhands one down, Gamelin. Smith the shot. Glove down behind the net by Fernandez. Quick shot from Pika goes wide. 11:43 to go. 2-0 the Cougars lead in the first period over MJDP. Rentner showing some skill himself. Now Jakubiak picks that loose puck up. Overskated it. Varelli 2-on-2 with Twaddell on the back check. Sent towards the net. Weissoglad shrugs that one off. Boscovich on across. The shot from Stanhope. Weissoglad the save. And we'll have a little gathering of players. $11:16 to go in the opening period.
Definitely not the start the Jets needed or wanted right now, because it's going to be a lot of work for them to come back to.
The Cougars been a thorn in the side of MJDP this season. Just the one win against the Cougars this season for the Jets. That was on January 31st, a 4-2 victory. Stanhope, the shot, blocked by Polkstenis. Thrown towards the net, and Weissoglad the save. Engstrom through the neutral zone. Pitches one on in, blocker to side as LeBlanc and Kauke on the half wall. It's backhand long. Kauke spins one towards the net, and it's stick to side. Polkstenis throws one off the side of the net. Kauke there through the slot. Connects with Jones. Shot redirected in. It's 3-0 Cougars. My goodness. Not even halfway through the first period, and the Cougars have a stranglehold right now. Did that hit another Jet in front of the net? It looked like it.
It very well may have.
On one side, this is a dream start. The other, it's a nightmare. Played on in. Watson spins one to the near side. MJDP got to scramble to get an answer here. Kobayashi chops at one. Anderson, that little chip shot, glove down. Benavides feeds up top. Lejabokov back down. Benavides down intended for Kobayashi. He's met by a couple of Cougars. Benavides up top he goes. Lejabokov for Yazuskinas. Throws one toward. That was a hard wrist shot. Fed on ahead for Anderson. Softly into the offensive zone. Watson gives chase. Stick lifted. Anderson jams one around. He gave it to Jakubiak. Redirected along by Twaddell. Foot race here. And icing called against the Cougars. 9:49 to go. First period of play. 3-0 Cougars.
All right, right now, the Cougars just already almost have their goal total from all of last game. Just here in the first period alone, the Jets are going to have to come up with something to respond. They're at least going to have to hold them off and at least get one goal before the end of this first period to be able to try to come back into this.
Chopped along by Pika. Goals from Mena and Manerick and Jones as the puck up and out of play. Just past the halfway point in this opening frame. Face-off is won by McElroy as that's redirected up and into the Cougars bench. So we'll reset on the other side of the Cougars defensive zone. McElroy another face-off win. Ratner around for Manerick. Well, Manerick feeds on ahead for McElroy. Dropped one for Mena. Chipped on in. McElroy spins. Shot blocked. Mena backhands on in again. Schaefer retreats, feeds onto the near side. Provencher throws on the brakes. Headman, that's redirected in. 9 to go in the opening stanza. Pika held to the wall by Rentner as Manerick takes Gamelin down beside the net. Little shove on Jacobson. Big body, Will Manerick. Boscovich feeds on down low. Jacobson with no stick. Manerick off the glass, glove down Provencher. Angled on ahead for Gamelin. Rentner lost the puck. Gamelin works in, pulls, fires! Wide of the net. Brackett partially fans on the pass. Now throws one towards the net. Weisselglad got most of that, kept it out. McElroy harassed, trying to work free. Just does what he can to poke it out of the zone. Pratt was held away from the puck. Simpson scoops one in. On sides now. Manerick drops one back for Rentner. A lot of open ice right now for Rentner to skate, should he choose to do so. Opts to pass ahead for Mena. Mena out for Polkstenis. Back for Mena. Backhand. Save made. Big collision. Polkstenis hammers Brackett as Kauke unable to settle that puck down. Varelli back to the far side for Simpson. One touches back Varelli. Varelli with speed down the near side to the net. Weisselglad to save. Big rebound. LeBlanc fans on the shot. Engstrom chops one around, as does Polkstenis. Can't get around Stanhope. Kauke pitches one out wide. Engstrom could have caught that, hit the linesman. Back the other way goes MJDP. Hoisted on in. 7:15 to go in the first period. 3-0 Cougars. Frustration settling in early here for MJDP. Physicality increasing as Jakubiak unable to get around Smith, who is triple teamed over by the Cougars bench. Chopped down the ice by Jones, and that will be icing against the Cougars. 6:51 to go in the opening period.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the Jets there's no issues with them getting physical, doing it the right way, and just kind of send a little message to the Cougars. Hey, we're not giving up. We're going to try to get back into this game. And if they got to do it with some physicality, some, I guess you could say legal physicality, that's what the game's about. You got to be physical on the puck. And
Jamie Lovell over on the bench, coaching up LeBlanc.
And that's it. Jamie just does a great job with that. You will see him at all time, every time, all the time. You will see him talking to the players. Hey, this is what you should have done different. This is where you messed up. He'll tell you how it is. Some of the guys don't like it, but he's very straight and to the point that this is what you should have done in that situation.
I mean, he played a very high level of hockey. He's got quite a bit of hockey knowledge. Certainly helps. Give him some credibility for sure. Kauke chops one around. Fernandez picks up. Chip and chase, 2-on-1. Fernandez with Twaddell. Across the shot. Rebound is sitting there and it's held out. Twaddell was there. As we'll have some more extracurriculars after that whistle. Face-off coming up in the MJDP defensive zone. Picked up by Schaefer off the face-off. One touch by Pika, on for Gamelin. Jump cut, down for Pika. Lost it in the skates. And Rodriguez picks up that loose puck. Under 6 to play as big collision over on the far side. Papachristopoulos sauces one for Twaddell. Into the neutral zone, Lejabokov back for Schaefer. Now Papachristopoulos knocked out of the air by Gamelin. Yeah, Kubiak couldn't get there. Schaefer on ahead. Jacobson redirects on in. Papakostopoulos into the shin pads of Jacobson. Has to recover as Rodriguez picks up. Angles one on ahead for Luxinger. No icing. Lechbokov gives chase. Lechbokov. Beautiful pass. Just slightly off for Provencher to grab. Instead, Curto played it on ahead. Held in by Pratt. Curto digs it free, is hit hard by McElroy as Watson knocks Jacobson down in front of the net. Luxinger 2-on-2, back the other way, drop past McElroy, tried to return the favor and find Luxinger. MJDP 3-on-2 the other way, Pratt works to the center of the ice. Pratt poke checked by Rentner, 4.5 to play in the first period. Jacobson. Thrown in, stick down, Boscovich picks up. Boscovich up the wall, Manarik grabs. Centering feed for McElroy. McElroy spinning away from the pressure, Varelli carries out. Connects with LeBlanc. LeBlanc down the ice. Centers for Varelli and it was kicked aside. Smith gloved one down, Weisselglad saw the traffic in front and hangs on. Under 4 to play here in the first period. 3-0 the Cougars lead. Manarik and Mena and Jones the goal scorers.
That's going to be coming outside of the zone for a hand pass, actually.
So, what was an offensive zone draw quickly back to the neutral zone. Smith and Kauke to take the draw. One by Smith. Boscovich dumps on in. Weisselglad plays one along. Centered in front off the back of the skate of Weisselglad. Varelli, a quick shot into some traffic. LeBlanc, the shot rattles off the outside of the cage. Varelli roughed up behind the net. Battle in front of the net. Chipped out. 2-on-1. Now a 3-on-1. Polkstenis across, and Engstrom couldn't get there. It was slowed down. Now another quick shot. DeAndrea gloves it and hangs on. What an opportunity at both ends of the ice. The surprise shot through the crease off the heel of the skate of Weisselglad somehow stayed out.
I was really surprised when he went down. The time that Chicago had to settle that puck and to get it over top of the body as he was sliding down. He just wasn't able to do it, and it was just a fantastic last-ditch effort heads-up play.
Zuskinas on up. Stepped in front of by Fernandez. Matt, I assume this first period interview, it's going to be we got to pick up our play, is going to be my assumption, with our Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on-ice reporter Sarah Vassar. Definitely going to be some adjustments between periods for MJDP.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to have to buckle down and play a lot smarter and really get those small things down. Get the passes, tape to tape, move the puck a little faster. Don't hang on to the puck so long. You're giving Chicago that time to get in the way of those passing lanes. You just need to be a little bit faster on it.
Carried down the ice. That was by Jakubiak. Pass intercepted. Jakubiak all alone. Takes a shot. Rebound was kicked towards the net. That wouldn't have counted had it gone in. At least we assume it wouldn't have. It was pretty good kicking motion. World Cup's not till this summer. Backhanded in by Anderson. 2:05 to play in the first. Dumped back in. Pika in front. Pinballed around and stayed out again. Sent down the ice. Not going to have legs for icing. Lechbokov picks up far side corner on the forehand. Trying to use the net as protection. Angles one on ahead. Right onto the stick of Watson, who quickly feathers one back in. Schaefer feeds on ahead for Pika. Chip and chase 2-on-1 if they get going. As Watson ahead for Rodriguez. 1.5 to go in the period. Lechbokov picks up again, far side corner. fires off the wall. Zuskinis on a cross for Pika. The shot, and Weiss, so glad. We talked about it in the Troy Oral Surgery pregame show. Plays so much bigger than his 5'10" frame would show. I mean, he was outside of the blue on that. There is not much to shoot at.
Yeah, no, when you do stuff like that, that's when you're cutting off the angles, and your only option is to outright beat them, or if the room is there, to pick a corner. That's the only option you'll have.
1:17 to go, period 1. After giving up 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of the period, MJDP has buttoned it up defensively as Mena knocks it free. Mena down the ice, takes the shot, blocker save made, and hung on to with 1:06 to play. Really can't even get yourself settled into this game when you give up 3 like that. You are forced to just jump into it.
Yeah, but you can't, you can't play panicked either. You gotta buckle down and do things better. It's as simple as that. That's what the Jets are going to have to do. They're going to have to play better, be better to get back into this game.
Last minute of play in the opening period as we have a penalty coming up here.
That's going to be on Chicago.
And that will bring up our first Metro Jets Foundation power play. Every power play goal scored by the Metro Jets. MJDP and Jets the lead on home ice at Mount Clemens Ice Arena. A donation will be made to one of the many youth hockey organizations here within the metropolitan Detroit area. Manerick to the box, 2 minutes interference. This power play for MJDP, 19.18% on the season, which is 39th in the USPHL. Going up against the penalty kill for the Cougars, 85%, which is 18th in the league. Provencher slides one down. Thrown back across for Anderson. That's where he's made the magic happen yesterday. That's a look that MJDP likes. Kauke blocks the shot, quickly heads off for a change. Simpson back to retrieve. 30 seconds to play in the period.
Yeah, that Kauke, that one hurt his foot on that block. He's limping on the bench, and he worked his way back. He's feeling that. So hopefully when he gets back out, he's able to rest that up. It's not going to affect his gameplay.
Aggressive penalty kill here. McElroy axed it back down in. 10 to play in the period. Varelli gets around McElroy. Varelli carries in, lost the puck, poked free. Provencher with a wrist shot, and that is blocked as well, this time by Jones. Simpson taken to the ice as the buzzer sounds here in this one. 3 early goals from the Chicago Cougars here in the opening period, as Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on-ice reporter Sarah Vassar is going to have a little chat with Chris Kobayashi of MJDP. Not much going for them in that opening period. Sarah, let's get Mr. Kobayashi's thoughts. Take it away.
Thanks, Zeke. So, Chris, this first period probably didn't go how you guys wanted it to. What do you think the message has to be heading into the rest of the game?
Be a little harder to play against. Just get pucks in. We struggle in our D zone right now. I think we just make the simple play, get it out, advance the zones, as J-Lo says, and get it in. We can start forechecking, start rimming to the D, and start putting pucks on net.
So we're heading into the last few games of the season. What has this experience been like for you this year?
It's been a good learning experience, having to, learn, obviously, but more with a nice group of guys that really wanted to buy in this year, helping these kids grow into junior hockey players out of high school.
All right, well, good luck with the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Ooh, back up to you guys on the flight deck.
Thank you, Sarah. But yeah, I mean, harder to play against, right? It seemed very easy for the Cougars in the first 10 minutes of this game. Again, MJDP batting down the hatches a little bit towards the end of the period, but your work's cut out for you here.
Yeah, they do. They definitely have their work cut out. They got they're going to have a bit of a power play here coming into the seconds. They're going to have to come up with a game plan. That's going to be something they have no choice. They have to capitalize on this.
Certainly do. Well, let's see, almost 2 minutes have elapsed on the game clock, so we'll have to add a little bit to that power play time, but we're going to step aside. We'll be back for our first period recap, the National Coney Island first period recap here in about 10 minutes or so. The score at the end of the first period, Chicago Cougars 3, MJDP 0. And we welcome you back to Mount Clemens, Michigan. Mount Clemens Ice Arena for the National Coney Island first period recap. National Coney Island has been in business since 1965, over 60 years, and currently owns and operates over 20 restaurants here in southeastern Michigan. Corporate headquarters are located just down the road in Roseville, Michigan, which is also the home of the original location. Call 1-888-44-CONEY and order now. First 10 minutes of that period is where all the action happened. Matt Naiman, Dominic Mena, Will Manerick, and Gavin Jones all scoring for the Cougars. Really caught MJDP on their heels.
Yeah, and that one there, they just it just looked like MJDP just wasn't ready. They after that first half, they did get better. They got about half of a power play here coming into the second period, so we'll see what they can do with that. But it's something they're definitely going to have to get on and hopefully capitalize on this power play to get within 2.
Yeah, I mean, the road starts with one, right? How do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. It's only 3 goals. It's certainly manageable for this MJDP team. And in the grand scheme of things, you need as many points as you can, obviously, to hold off the Cougars in the race. I mean, everything boils down to the playoff race. You want to play your games here in Mount Clemens. You don't want to have to go on the road for the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that makes it so much tougher. You're going to have the home ice advantage. You got your fans cheering you on. That makes you play that much better, and that's the advantage, and that's why they call it the home ice advantage. You're at a place where you're comfortable with, and, you know, each team wants their home ice advantage for these playoffs.
Well, that road starts right now as both teams circling the ice. If you can pot a quick goal on Aiden Weissoglad, who up to this point has been unsolvable, really just the one golden opportunity, I would say, one grade A chance that went off the back of his skate and wide. They really haven't tested him too much. No,
they really haven't. They've been doing a good job on keeping him on the outside. They haven't had very many opportunities to get up on the inside, get right up there on the slot, or even catch them moving and catch them on a backdoor shot. They really haven't had that opportunity, and Cougars are doing a great job keeping them out.
You can win this opening face-off. You can get most of that minute and 8 seconds that remains on the Metro Jets Foundation power play. But if you allow Spencer Kauke to win this draw, your time could dwindle very quickly. 20 minutes on the board. Puck is down once again. It's hockey time here in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Schaefer retreats into his own defensive zone to pick up. Under a minute to play with that man advantage. Schaefer swings one out wide for Varelli. Carries on in Varelli. Stepped into by Polkstenis, broke his stick, not gonna matter. Kauke, he's all alone on a breakaway to the forehand. Save is made. That's a big save to make. As quickly back the other way, turns into a 5-on-3. Kauke rushing to get back. Good to see him back on the ice after blocking that shot late last period, though.
That was. He came in, got on that rush, and that was a fantastic stop that they had. And so Jets are going to have about 20 seconds left here in this power play to try to come up with something.
Kauke carries on ahead for Luxinger, who falls to the ice. 13 seconds go, enough time. One more rush for MJDP. Anderson tries to cut around McElroy. He does. 5 to go on the Metro Jets Foundation power play. Just jammed around to the near side. Varelli near side corner. McElroy. Manerick returns to the ice. Feeds on ahead. Couldn't connect. Chopped along by Boscovich. Picked up McElroy. Skates on in. McElroy around the net. Drop pass. Manerick the shot. Blocker save made. Another great save early in this period. Fernandez. Back he goes. Still the blade of the broken stick on the ice there. McElroy backhands along. Giving chase. Manerick gets around Simpson but forgot the puck. Boscovich for Simpson. As that Simpson got knocked to the ice by McElroy behind the net. Stretch pass. Pika couldn't get to it. Fernandez off the glass. McElroy one touches beautifully for Luxinger. 2-on-1. Luxinger outside, in, back, out, poked free. Quick shot attempt from McElroy. He's upended. Loose in the slot. Simpson battling away. Luxinger's stick is lifted by McLean. No shortage of action to our left in this first 2 minutes of the period. Redirected in by Gamelin. Pika gives chase. Fernandez zips one around to the neutral zone. He hits McElroy in stride. McElroy in. Backhand scores. Make it 4-0. Cougars. McElroy with the goal. Took him almost all 60 minutes yesterday to get 4. Not even 23 to get there today. 13th goal of the season for Caden McElroy out of Rockford, Illinois. Jake Howie just shakes his head over on the bench. No answers today for MJDP.
No, and that's just it. Right now, they have nothing for the Chicago Cougars. And, you know, the Chicago Cougars are doing what the Jets normally do and just outplaying their opponent.
Twaddell gave it away to LeBlanc, recovered by Jakubiak. Stanhope, stick lifted by Twaddell. Now on Jakubiak through the skates of Kobayashi to the near side. Benavides couldn't pick it up. Twaddell, a quick shot, partially blocked in front. Fernandez, Rodriguez over on the far side. Couldn't connect. Kobayashi redirected in by LeBlanc, giving chase Manerick. Well, Manerick on the forehand, shovels one on to the half wall. Twaddell, he's got Jakubiak flying on ahead. Soccered on back to Rodriguez. Now Rentner can't pick it up. Off the skate of Schaefer. He'll go back, pick it up in the slot. Schaefer bounced for Kobayashi. Fans on the pass. Engstrom couldn't get around Pratt or Schaefer. Pratt out wide. Curto, a long shot. And Weisselglad, about a foot or two outside of the blue paint, hangs on. .16:04 to go, second period of play. 4-0 Chicago. As it's thrown back down by Provencher. Thrown in front for Pratt, who couldn't pick it up. Pratt gives chase behind the net. Watson glued to the wall. Nobody can dig it free yet. Pratt throws his weight into Watson.
That's one way to get it out of there.
A couple guys still entangled on the far side as the
helmet off.
Helmet of Jacobson comes
Simpson
off.
Going at it there at the blue line.
A lot of frustration right now for MJDP. But if you can get Chicago to bite on that, maybe get yourself another power play or two. I mean, at some point, you got to think you can get something towards the net.
And that's just it. I mean, it's just, you know, right now when you get the opportunity, I guess, you know, put it to the net. You know, nothing happens if you're just passing it around doing nothing and it's not going towards the net. So, you know, at least get some stuff out there, even if it's on the perimeter. Start firing it if you have that opportunity. And hopefully you get some puck luck and you get something started.
McLean bodied away from the puck, picked up Provencher. Circles the zone. Big hit, Simpson goes down. Spencer Kauke not afraid to throw his weight around either. Gamelin for Provencher. Into the slot, and he gave it away. Simpson. They're going after Simpson very hard right now. Every chance they get. Polkstedis across, and Engstrom was all alone, misses the net wide. Gamelin ahead for Pika. Pass through the legs of Smith. Tries to find one back for Pika as it's Lofted into the zone. Wholesale change for the Cougars. Provencher. Head fake. Gets around Mena. Excellent work from Provencher. On for Simpson. Stretch pass for Smith. Carries on in. He's got LeBlanc with him. Smith to the near side corner. As Varelli enters the fray. Jones kicks it free. McElroy back into the crowd of people in the corner. Long shot. Save made by Weisselglad. That's what you're talking about, Matt. Throw it to the net. There was some traffic there. As the puck squirts back into the neutral zone. Legibokov under duress. Played back in by McElroy. Legibokov picks up. Scoops one to the near side. LeBlanc on for Varelli. Finds Smith. Smith the shot. Rebound. Varelli puts it towards the net. And again, Weisselglad keeps it out. Best opportunity certainly of the period for MJDP. Weisselglad didn't know he had it, just fell back and played dead. 13:32 to play, second period. 4-0 Cougars. Legibokov to the half wall. LeBlanc swings one down and around. Manerick picks up. Manerick for Twaddell as it's fired back in. Rentner for Manerick and Twaddell. Now for Jakubiak. Chipped around as LeBlanc picks up. Legibokov feeds on a cross. Intercepted by Twaddell. Throws one to the net. Blocker to side. Big rebound given up. Rodriguez. Battle in the referee crease as the puck is dumped back in. Weisselglad lays one backhanded for Manerick. Quickly cycled back to the near side. Jakubiak falling into the boards as LeBlanc throws one into the glove of Weisselglad.
You know, the way it looks right now, too, it's almost like Chicago's playing like a man-to-man defense. They're not giving the Jets any room to move at all. The moment they get that puck, they got someone on them. So the Jets got to figure something out, get some open space, get that open ice, and get those passes through.
That's such a tough thing to beat is man coverage because there's always going to be somebody on you. You're not going to have that open space as Brackett tries to jam one in front. Thrown towards the net, well wide. Active rebound off the end boards as that's lifted through the neutral zone. Leaks into the defensive zone of the Jets. Boscovich lost the puck and now quickly play reverts back towards the other end of the ice. Watson, forehands towards the blue line. Held in Kobayashi. Errant pass finds the stick of Boscovich. Shot, Weisselglad the save. Benavides for Boscovich. Chopped along. Played down low. Benavides the shot. Papa Christopoulos the block. Kobayashi tumbling to the ice. Benavides to the point for Boscovich. Return feed. Benavides. Kobayashi. Benavides couldn't get the shot away. That extra split-second hesitation comes back to Burn as that's flipped up into the rafters. Will halt play. 11:27 to go in the second period.
That little stint of action that they had over there in the Chicago end, that was probably one of their best opportunities of the game to make something happen. But again, the Chicago just doing a great job getting their sticks in those passing lanes.
Provencher to Schaefer. MJDP starting to make some inroads as we approach the halfway point in this one. You just got to get the pucks to the net. Curto lost the puck. Luxinger hands one off for Mena. Carries through the Jets logo at center ice. Mena dumps into the far side corner. Mena plays that along. Tight angle shot. Where's the puck? on the side of the net. A couple of Cougars still digging away as it's calmly picked up. 10:59 to play. Almost to the halfway point here in this one. Majority of this one has been all Cougars as Rentner fires a shot, nearly hits his teammate Twaddell in front. Rodriguez ladles one back for Rentner. Schaefer is stepped into by Twaddell. Manerick picks up in the defensive zone. D to D, he goes to Rentner, and he'll play a little pitch and catch with Manerick. Rentner with it again. Preventure plays it back in. Jakubiak calmly out of the zone. Schaefer picks up. And that one went through the rafters. We continue on. Simpson read the eyes of Rentner as it's played in. Yazuskinis on ahead down the ice. Icing.
You got it.
I did.
I'm proud of you.
I wrote it down right after you told me. Anytime I'm not confident, I just flip the paper over.
Yeah, it can be a tough one. It can be a tough one. As you called a heck of a lot more games than I have, and I generally jump in when we have the showcases and stuff. But yeah, some of them can be pretty tough.
Off the glass, into the neutral zone, Engstrom. That's the beauty of this game, right? You get a guy from Lithuania. I mean, all over the country. It's a worldwide game. Simpson for Yazuskinis. McLean couldn't get there. Dumped in.
That's almost as good as Papakostopoulos.
It's pretty good. I still think it's all the syllables as there's a break the other way for Anderson. Backhand feed versus Smith goes just wide. I think it's all the syllables and the way they go together. It's just silky smooth. Anderson feigns touching the puck. It's played back the other way out of the reach of Polkstenis. Excellent hustle by Kauke. Centering feed. Picked off. On for Anderson. Can MJDP get something going? We're over the halfway point. Still not much going offensively. Carried on around by Smith. Pass to the point. Boscovich. Penalty coming up here. And that looks like it's going to be on Varelli. Roughing is the call. That'll bring up, take it to the mat. Michigan athlete training penalty kill. The official training facility and gym of the Metro Jets. Fully equipped 4,000 square foot gym with turf, changing lockers, player lounge, and a shooting gallery. The mat is located next to the team's locker room, the home of the Metro Jets Hockey Club and all Metro Junior Jets Association teams. Manerick with the puck now, thrown in front, hit a body as it's dumped down the ice. Weiss so glad out to play. It has a little bit of trouble. Jacobson heavy on the forecheck, knocked away from the puck. Manerick picks up. 17.5% power play for the Cougars, 45th in the league, going up against an 84% penalty kill for MJDP, which is 26th ranked in the USPHL. McElroy across. Manerick was there waiting on the one-timer. Waited just that split second, had the puck roll off his stick. McElroy through the neutral zone, 3-on-2, finds Engstrom returned back to the far side. Luxinger trying to get there. McElroy kicks it free. 7:55 to go in the second period. Finds Rentner with the pass. Rentner around the stick of Curto. Luxinger, drop, back, McElroy, head fake, Rentner. Really tight roping the blue line there. Luxinger back across. Beautiful hold by Fernandez, but here's a break the other way. Curto shorthanded. Stick lifted. That's going to be a penalty.
Will it be enough for a penalty shot? Doesn't look like it. Nope, it's just going to be a hook.
It's going to do it for the power play for the Cougars. I thought we may have a chance for a penalty shot there.
The chance on that one. I think if he would have done a little bit more on there, that would have been. And he's even shaking his head. Libstaff is shaking his head. So looks like someone downstairs, it was like, hey, penalty shot? And Libstaff was, no, not today.
And that'll be 4-on-4. While we certainly appreciate everyone tuning in for Metro Jets hockey exclusively on Black Bear TV, there's nothing like being here at Mount Clemens Ice Arena live for a Jets home game. At just $8 a ticket plus a plethora of game day giveaways, watch the biggest junior hockey league in the country right here in metropolitan Detroit. Provencher with some open space, one less body on the ice. Provencher swings one down. Gamelin, Yuzuskin is the shot. Waited a split second too long.
I think some of these boys, they feel like they gotta settle that puck down and chop some lettuce with it before they take that shot, and they need to be quicker. They gotta be able to settle that, get that puck settled in, and real quick, and just fire that shot.
That extra hesitation almost worked there. Power play. Metro Jets Foundation power play now here for MJDP. Pass blocked by Kauke, who dumps down the ice. DeAndrea sets up.
About 1:10 to work this power play.
Good opportunity a moment ago for MJDP as Provencher labors on in. Provencher throws his weight into Watson. Provencher hesitates, scans, works up top. Benavides. Zuskinis up top. Provencher, the shot. Weisselglad the save. Rebound sitting there, and Weisselglad again comes up clutch. Can't say enough about the game he has played up to this point. Been tested more so in this second period than he was in the first.
Yeah.
And he still is standing tall to the task. Anderson, you got to watch him. Provencher, drop pass Yuzuskinus. Anderson setting up like Alex Ovechkin. Provencher, the shot, redirected, loose on the doorstep. It's still there. Pika can't put it home. Pika, far side corner. Provencher walking, firing, and Weisselglad again as Anderson takes a stick in a not-so-great area.
Wow. I honestly think that was unintentional. He was trying to lift a stick or the puck. It looked like he was trying to play something. It didn't look like it was an intentional.
It certainly did not. Slashing penalty coming, though, to Gavin Jones.
Oh, that's a slash, all right.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where I'm certainly glad that we're up here. 21 seconds of a 5-on-3 power play now for MJDP.
You get a quick one here, and then another one on the regular power play, and you're back within. You're within 2. You're right in range, and where you want to be. Of course, you'd always want to be ahead, but that's could very possibly bring them right back into this game.
Looks like Steve Malte wants a timeout here. They were motioning for a timeout. I saw about 2 Cougars and Steve Malte, unless they wanted an unsportsmanlike penalty called. That's the only 2 things you could think of for that. Of course, if you're Kirby Smart, that is clapping.
Yeah.
Got to get my dig on the SEC.
Oh.
12 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Provencher carries on in.
But then again, even a 5-on-3, they got 2 guys up against them on the boards. I mean, that's some confidence right there on a 5-on-3. They're able to split that up and tie that up, and so now they just got the single power play right now, no longer a 2-man advantage.
And puck squirts to Rentner and clears down the ice. Again, just heavy on pucks in the defensive zone are the Cougars.
Well, the way this is going, you would not think that the penalty kill of the Cougars is what it is. They're looking good on that on their penalty kill right now.
Pika poked free by McElroy. gives chase. Simpson circles away. Stick is lifted by McElroy. This is an impressive job on the PK here.
Oh, very, very much so.
I mean, a top 20 in the league. They're heating up at the right time on the PK, I'll tell you that. Varelli for McLean into the skates. 40 seconds left on the power play for MJDP. Varelli up top for Simpson. Works back down. Varelli thought about the wraparound. Lost the puck. McLean for Anderson. Now on Lejabokov. Back across Anderson. The wrist shot. Rebound! Varelli had a wide open net and sent it the opposite way. Kicked free by Lejabokov. Carries on in. 7 to go on the power play. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Luxinger with Kauke across. Kauke the shot. DeAndrea the save. Back to full strength. 3:40 to go in the period. Luxinger drops one back for Kauke. Loose in the slot. Now Luxinger picks up, wraparound, loose on the doorstep. Kauke carried back the other way. Manerick to the near side for Kauke. Slowly across he goes with the pass for Polkstenis. Couldn't connect. Kobayashi for Simpson. Puck rolls off his stick. Kobayashi dumps in, cross corner. Manerick back to the far corner to pick up. Fernandez for Jakubiak. Off the stick of Rodriguez. Boskovic dumps in. Manerick scoops one onto the near side. Under 3 to play in the period. Redirected in, no icing. Brackett into the corner. Puck up top. Boskovic flopped below the goal line. Stanhope unable to hold the blue line. Instead dumps in. Fernandez near side corner. With some space, chips on ahead. Stanhope reverses course for the puck. LeBlanc dumps in. Manerick. Now on for Twaddell. Centering pass for Jakubiak. Dumped in. Sent down the ice well ahead of Curto, and icing is called against MJDP with $1:59 to go in the period.
Boy, and right now I think it's safe to say with the way Chicago is playing right now, time is not on MJDP's side right now. I mean, it's just every second's just clicking away, and they're just not able to get much going on.
Yeah, I mean, even when they've got an open lane, just the passing is just, it's off today.
Yeah.
It's just been a complete 180 from yesterday's game for MJDP. Huge counter check thrown by Stanhope in on McElroy. Boskovic through the slot, nearly lost the puck. Feeds on ahead for Pratt. Works out wide on Watson. Pratt dances around, shuffles one back the other way. Provencher poked along by Jacobson. 3-on-1. Engstrom for Mena, for McElroy, just too far ahead of him. Rentner the shot. Engstrom blocked it accidentally. Schaefer for Pratt. Hard pass for Curto. Pokes along and is taken away by Watson. Elementary, he said. I guess that was Sherlock Holmes. Rentner, far side corner, plays along. Watson picks up. Engstrom, softly to the center of the ice. Rentner skates up on it. 38 to play, tight angle off the side of the net. Rentner. A loose puck for Engstrom. 30 seconds to play in the period. Collision. 25 to go in the period now. Zuskanesana head for Anderson. Top of the circle, shot. Weiss so glad. Gloves it down. .7 to play here in this period. Face-off won by MJDP. Anderson for Simpson. Can they get one before the end of the period? That shot goes wide. Kauke to the wall, and he's going to try and rag the rest of the time off. Did his job as a little extra pushing and shoving here. If you're the Cougars, there's really no reason to even entertain that thought. We're through 40 minutes of play, as we will have Mount Clemens Figure Skating Club on ice reporter Sarah Vassar with Caleb Curto. Get his thoughts on the game so far. Down 4 goals heading into the third period. Sarah has Caleb right now. Sarah, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Zeke. So, Caleb, what do you think that you guys have to do in this third period to come back from this?
We got to start putting a lot more pressure on their defense. They'll just give up pucks to us. We keep putting more pressure on them. We got to start getting to the net too. Our defense is shooting pucks, and none of our forwards are getting there. And you see in the second period, we had a lot more chances than we did in the first. So I think if we crash the net, have our sticks on ice, we'll put a couple in and get back in this.
So we're getting to the end of the season, and this is your first season with the Metro Jets. What's it been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. I've learned a lot since high school. I feel like I've gotten in so much better shape, better hockey player. So I feel like if I come back another year or whatever, I'll be better than I was this year. So, yeah.
All right, well, good luck with the rest of the game. Back up to you guys on the flight deck.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I mean, they did play a lot better in that second period, did MJDP, but just still not putting enough pressure on the Cougars.
Yeah, it's like they've been like a half step behind with stuff, you know, with just the quickness that the Cougars have going on right now. So they're going to have to figure something out. They got 20 minutes left to get it figured out to somehow score 4 goals to at least just tie it up.
They certainly have their work cut out for them. We are going to step aside for the second intermission. We'll be back for our DTS Drivetrain Specialist second period recap in about 10 minutes or so. Your score at the end of 2 periods: Chicago Cougars 4, MJDP 0. And we welcome you back to Mount Clemens, Michigan for your DTS Drivetrain Specialist second period recap. For over 40 years, DTS has been the place to go for hardcore drivetrain solutions. Founded and run by performance enthusiasts, DTS is the kind of place they were looking for but could never find. Located in Warren, Michigan, DTS is the place for all the high-performance parts and all the hard-won knowledge required to make them work in hardcore applications. Go to drivetrainspecialist.com for more information. Just one goal in that second period, Matt. Just 2:35 in. Caden McElroy picks up his 13th of the season, assisted by Fernandez and Jones. But you look at it, Caleb Curto said it very well. We're getting pressure. We need more pressure. And if you can win this opening face-off, you got to set the tone for the third period. You got 20 minutes to solve Aiden Weissoglad, which has been a tall, tough ask up to this point.
It really has. He's made quite a few, obviously saved everything that has been thrown his way. But there hasn't been too many high-threat shots. There's been a handful of them throughout the whole entire game. They had one good look that would have been backdoor, but whiffed on the shot, wasn't able to bury it. And those are the things that they got to capitalize on. They have to get it, and they only got 20 minutes to do it here. And that's a tall order against this Chicago Cougar team to get 4 goals in 20 minutes right now.
Shots are 23-17 in favor of Chicago through 2. 10 for MJDP in the first to 7 in the second, which with the kind of pressure they had at the end of the period is almost hard to believe they had more in the first than the second.
Yeah, it really is. But they had better looks in the second, so they had less shots, but higher percentage of quality shots that second period than they did the first.
Certainly did. As we get closer to puck drop here in this contest, both these teams will meet again tomorrow afternoon. Game 3 of the series. Another doubleheader day here at MCIA tomorrow, involving the Jets organization, the elite team at MJDP, and the Cougars, while the Great Lakes Division's Metro Jets will take the drive that I will be taking here shortly down 94-75 to Toledo and take on the Toledo Cherokee. It's going to be weird. After using my regular goal call up here past couple of days, getting used to, oh, look at that. Weird break. Gamelin in front. And there's a lot of water behind that net. That puck stopped twice down below the goal line. Lejabokov redirected by McLean. A grade A opportunity, redirected just wide. In front, all alone, and Weissoglad the save on Pika.
Yeah, it almost looked like Pika when that puck got in front of him. It kind of like surprised him. He was like, oh, here it is. And goes to go fire the shot. He was able to square up to that shot and make that save.
19:26 to play, but an encouraging start to this period for MJDP. Off the glass, weird hop off the stanchion to the stick of Lejabokov. Shot blocked by Mena. Varelli picks up the loose puck. Up top he goes. Schaefer back down for Varelli. Watched closely by Luxinger. Schaefer, a drive over the net. And Lejabokov on the near side from the point. Drives one back down. Fernandez for McElroy. Has himself a goal and an assist, does Caden McElroy. Schaefer picks up near side corner. Tried to, I should say. Got caught up in the water. McElroy stapled to the wall by Lejabokov. Luxinger. Nullified pass. And poked up by Anderson, and he tumbles down. Jones for McElroy. Lejabokov pokes it ahead for Varelli, now on for Kobayashi. Passes to the near side for Anderson, who gets rubbed out on the play. Thrown to the net. McElroy blocks the shot. McElroy down the ice the other way. Dances out wide. Throws on the brakes. Now to Adele applying pressure on Provencher. Provencher couldn't connect. And now he'll collect. Provencher down. Goes right to left on your screen. Lost the puck. It's simply played into the neutral zone for Simpson. Plays it in. Jakubiak picks up. Twaddell couldn't get around Provencher. And now Papa Christopoulos. To the near side, he goes for Rodriguez, and Brackett digs the puck free. Played down the ice. No icing. Nice hustle by Kobayashi. Tries to get around Rodriguez. Brackett pokes it to the point. Brackett for Kobayashi, who was tied up. Benavides up top. Sent across. The shot is redirected up and way out of here. 17:07 to go.
I think that one actually landed on top of the scoreboard.
What was that at Taco Bell they used to do if you landed it? You get the churros or the empanada or something. A little game, you put the quarter in.
Yeah.
Give that man a MetroJet smoothie.
There we go.
For landing it up there. Just under 3 minutes have elapsed here in the third period. MJDP still trying to find the back of the net for the first time in this one. Boscovich gave it directly to Polkstenis. Manerick. Head up, looks for an outlet. Fires one to the far side. Rentner off the stick of Curto. Jacobson, stick lift on Engstrom, who lost his stick. Rentner off the stick of LeBlanc. Puck up into the Cougars bench. You know, I still miss the Cougars green and gold uniforms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those were sharp.
Still miss them. It's just, it's a sharp set. It's just something about that green and gold.
I kind of like them because it, you're not going to like it, but it kind of reminds me of the maize and blue.
As a penalty is coming up here. Engstrom was tied up on the far side behind the play. And that's going to bring up another Metro Jets Foundation power play for MJDP. Unsportsmanlike is the call. As Engstrom certainly not happy with the call. Neither is Steve Malte over on the Cougars bench. Nonetheless, Metro Jets Foundation power play. And this may be the biggest moment of the game yet.
Yeah, they have to figure out something.
McLean. Yazuskinis on to the near side. Provencher back across. Kauke got a stick on it.
Again, it's just Cougars doing a great job getting their sticks in the passing lane.
Yazuskinis hands off. Provencher opens his hips, fires wide of the net. McLean. Yazuskinis walks in, hands off again. Provencher, another shot, and that time it hit Fernandez and goes wide. Once again, Yazuskinis, nice move. Got tripped up on the play. That is not going to bring the arm of Libstaff up. McLean left one behind for Yazuskinis. On to the near side, Provencher. Down low, redirected. Rebound sitting there for Pico. He didn't even get a stick on it. Another shot. And Weissoglad in the same position he was in.
Wow.
Hangs on. No luck today for MJDP. Sometimes you got to make your own luck too. Just haven't done that. 1:03 to go on the Metro Jets Foundation power play here for MJDP. Schaefer shot, blocked by McElroy. Varelli and Schaefer and Provencher. The shot, it's blocked. Anderson up to the point. Provencher, nice move, walks in, shot just wide of the net. But after it hits the kick plate, ends up all the way back down, gives the Cougars a chance to reset. Schaefer carries on ahead through the neutral zone, chips around McElroy, gives chase, picks up far side corner. Schaefer looking for a man, doesn't have anyone. Schaefer around the entirety of the zone. Hands off, Provencher. Provencher on the return feed. Hands off, Anderson shot, McElroy tips it up and out of play. Just no room to breathe throughout this game for MJDP.
No, and this penalty killing unit of the Chicago Cougars isn't playing. I believe they're what, like 18% or something like that, 20-something percent. They're not.
The penalty kill
Yeah.
was 18th in the league at 85%.
Yeah, so I mean they're not playing like a team that is 18th in the league on their penalty kill.
Yeah, this is looking increasingly like a top 5 power play as we're back to full strength. Brackett, far side corner, stepped into by Papa Christopoulos. Shot, Benavides, partially blocked. Weissoglad covers up again. 14:06 to go, third period of play. Still 4-0 Cougars. Oh, I forgot I had a Pop-Tart in my bag. That'll be my snack for the ride home. It's going to be my breakfast on the ride up. I had to focus on the road.
A Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
I haven't had one of those in so long.
Cinnamon roll Pop-Tart, special edition for the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Which, side note, as that's thrown towards the net by Kauke and blocked by Simpson, I ordered a quarter zip from the Pop-Tarts Bowl. As the linesman gets taken down, it shipped. It finally shipped. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. I told my little group chat with Sarah Vassar, Dan Kay, and Lucas Jones, I said, if I walk into the function with a Pop-Tarts Bowl quarter zip, nobody can tell me what to do. I own the place. So should Toledo make it to the division final, your boy might be wearing a Pop-Tarts Bowl quarter zip for good luck.
Oh, there you go.
Played back across for Simpson. Don't let me forget, I'll have to show you a picture. It's pretty sharp. Got sprinkles on it. Kobayashi.
That would be something you would do.
Hey, it's an attention grabber as Weissoglad got a piece of that one as well. It'd be very hard to see this picture.
It's kind of almost no different than my Coney Cup.
Those are sprinkles.
That's cool. Then my Coney Cup shirt that I got with all the conies all over it.
Little hot dogs on it.
And then the hat, the hot dog hat. We just said something. Yeah, got to have fun with it, right?
Yeah, you do. And it's even more fun this year, you know. Every time I walk into the Cherokee locker room before a game, I get to see a little hot dog trophy. And
you know who made that trophy, right?
But you guys put it on the silver trophy. The original one was obviously made
yours truly and his wife did up that trophy.
Little hot dog.
You're very welcome. We'll get it back next year.
We'll see.
Oh, there ain't no we'll see, and it's going to happen. I'm saying it right now. I'm calling it right now.
Calling the shot. Anybody out there listening in, bookmark 12:20. Actually, how long does the game stay on Black Bear? 30 days?
Yeah.
You have to screen record it.
Yeah.
Send it back in next season. Venture carries in.
That would be awesome if someone did that too. That would be awesome.
Well, I mean, you could see some of these guys playing for the Jets next year. Well, also depends which team they play for, whether it's the Jets Premier or NCDC.
Yes.
Big move going up next year. Schaefer for Gamelin. Rink wide pass for Pika. Back he goes, Schaefer. Just tosses one towards the net, misses high of the nets. Manerick couldn't get to it. Pika has McLean leaking to the net. McLean the shot. Retner blocks it. Off the rebound. McLean tries to find it. Taken away by Jakubiak. Almost halfway through the third period. 11:37. But look at the ice right now, Matt Neiman. the offensive zone for MJDP is pretty chewed up.
It is. They're putting some good pressure on them, but, you know, at 11:31 left, it's almost too little too late. They are going to have to come up with something here very fast to be able to crawl back into this. And, I mean, I'll tell you what, if they come back to tie it up with 11:31 left, I'll buy everyone dinner.
Oh, my dinner may just be grabbing something on the road. Ooh, you know what sounds good? Some Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A?
Oh, love that. The Lord's Chicken, I call it. Yazuskinis. Cross corner dump in. I don't know, we'll see if I can get back in time. Maybe it'll be some popcorn at the Bowling Green game against St. Thomas. Icing called again. We haven't seen much of this.
No.
With the Cougars getting hemmed in their defensive zone. But, again, is it too much, too late? If you can pot one here in the next couple of minutes, your chances look very good. But the longer you go without that goal, I mean, it's hard enough to get one right now against Weisoglad. You mentioned at the end of last period, you got to get 4 just to tie it, 5 to win it. McElroy on ahead. Rattles one on in. Intercepted by Anderson. Weird bounce off the end boards there. As it's picked up by Smith. McElroy snags it. Jones shot blocked by Smith. Squibbed on ahead for Anderson. Anderson is shot blocked. Another opportunity, Smith, and another shot blocked by Fernandez. Jones for Luxinger. Tosses one onto the near side. Boscovich taps that one on in. Fernandez around the curvature of the boards, held in at the point by Simpson. Back in he goes with it. Weisoglad tried to reach for it. Kobayashi got a stick on it. Halfway through the third, still 4-0 in favor of the Cougars. High loft in. Weisoglad has to track that the whole way.
And those can be difficult for a goaltender to track like that, especially if they let it bounce off the ice, because it can be at an angle. It can do this and move on you really quick. And I have seen plenty of goals with just dump-ins like that just happen to outdo it, and they overreact to it.
I have one I can picture myself. I played in Farmington Hills one year at the Farmington Hills Ice Arena. I don't even remember who the heck we were playing, but guy just like that. He was at the far blue line, flops one on in, beat me clean as hand pass is called. But yeah, I mean, I was ready for it, set for it, hit, went to my right, in the net. And I just felt like an idiot, which is all you can do. I don't need the look like, well.
All right, I won't say nothing.
Yeah, your look said it all. Bracket off the face.
You know, it's funny because Matt talks himself into those situations all the time, and I jump on it. And the only thing he can say is, hey. It's like, well, heck, you opened up the door. I'm walking in on that.
I mean, I'm filling in for him. I'm just
I'll take it
well.
easy on you. I'll take it easy.
I'm just filling in too well for Matt Greer as offsides. Engstrom a little too overexcited there. 9:13 to play. Is this race tomorrow? Is that the big race tomorrow?
That I don't know. Oh, for the I-500?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yes.
Oh, I'll have to check the weather. I was texting this morning. I said, try and stay warm up in Sault Ste. Marie.
Think, for some reason, I think he told me something that it was going to be, I want to say, like 7 degrees, I think, race time.
It's not terrible, not great.
No, I mean,
but
he was negative like 20 or something last year.
Tight angle shot, fought off by Weisoglad. Well, shoot, I got to see the hourly forecast. We may have hit over 32 today at some point.
It was actually earlier. It was like the freezing rain earlier. Ugh. Just last intermission here. So
I know down in Toledo we had about 330 some hours with temperatures below freezing as little more excitement there. A little warm-up coming next week, I think, right before playoff time.
Well, heck, even right now, we're in the 30s, so we'll take it after the weather we had for the last couple of weeks.
Hey, we're in the north, right? That's what you expect.
Florida's getting a taste of what we go through right now.
Yeah,
They got, we have snow falling out of the sky. They got iguanas right now.
I was say, I was texting Dan. Well, I was texting the group chat, or they were checking in. Lucas and Dan were checking in on Sarah and I. And Dan texted us a few days after we got all that snow and said, I know what you're feeling like. We're supposed to get 1/1000th of an inch of snow down here. It hasn't snowed since the 80s. I'm like, I feel so bad for you. Shot, pinballs wide. Passed up to the point. Carried on in. Yazuskina shot. Blocked once again. Cougars blocked. I don't even know how many shots they've blocked in this one. It's getting out of control.
I used to keep track of that. And it's when there's not as much for me to do up here, I generally will keep a little tally of something.
They're up in the double digits.
Oh, all day long.
7 minutes and 53 seconds away from another victory here in Mount Clemens. Fernandez down the ice.
As you know right now that, Jamie Lovell is not happy with the play right now. He's no longer wearing his hat, and he's got his arms folded. So that is definitely a signal that he is not happy with what's going on and what they're doing playing. And, he's still talking to the guys on the bench when they come in off the ice. And, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you did wrong, or this is what you did right, Jamie Lovell is very, very good at that, talking to the boys out there on the bench.
Everything's a teaching moment at this level as McElroy spins a pass back for Mena, angled back for McElroy to Jones, and really haven't had to say much of DeAndrea's name here in this third period, but he gloves it down. Not much action really to our right. Majority.
No, there really hasn't been, and that was the first, you could say, threatening shot of this third period on DeAndrea right now.
Well, reset. MJDP defensive zone. Luxinger tried to one-touch one back. Pitched into the zone. Stanhope picks up, feeds on ahead Brackett. Passes behind Benavides. Fernandez in the slot, carries to the far side corner. Under 7 to play. Stanhope to the near side for Brackett. Brackett still with the puck, throws one towards the net. Bouncing around, and it's swept away from danger. Brackett to Benavides, the shot. Misses the net. Boscovich gloved it down, and Mena carries out. Mena trying to work over Stanhope. It's picked up Boscovich. Kobayashi backhanded out of the zone. Picked up, Stanhope, delayed offsides. The officials could have blown that one dead if they had felt like it, as it's skittered back the other way. LeBlanc picks up. Drops for Provencher. Provencher fires a pass, kicked aside by Engstrom. Pratt carries in. Pratt top of the circle. Pratt shot. Blocker save made. Loose in the dot and cleared away. Engstrom pressuring Provencher. Dumped back in. Weissogladd for Papa Christopoulos. Lunging effort from Provencher. Unable to hold it in. Provencher dumps in. Another bouncing flip in on Weissogladd. Passed out, 2-on-1. Polkstenis with Kauki. Polkstenis the shot, and save made DeAndrea as little shoving going around. as things starting to boil over here in Mount Clemens. See if anything comes of this. Looks like
there's going to be offsetting minors here. Yeah, they're going to take them both.
Polk Stennis heading to the box. Simpson heading to the box. Slash and a cross check. The call, 5:09 to play. 5-on-5. Face-off gonna...
Hey, you call that what? We're just getting slap happy up here? I don't know.
Probably. I've been going since last week. Finally got more than like 7 hours of sleep last night, though. Maybe 6 hours. I don't know. Got a text from my grandma.
I don't keep track of that anymore.
Yeah, I stopped last week, and then I hit a point where I was like, man, I gotta sleep. Shot blocked in front. Where I was at last week in Lexington, Kentucky last Saturday. About 3 inches of ice on the road still because they don't have any of the salt, the plows.
Yeah, they use sand over there, don't they? I believe.
Yeah, well, there was.
And then there was one. I think it was South Carolina, if I remember correctly. They have the brine, but the other thing that they actually do, and I knew nothing about this, they actually use beet juice.
Interesting.
Yes, I have no idea. But, yeah, they had beet juice, and they use the brine. And
interesting.
A lot of states will just use the sand.
Well, they've canceled school 10 days in a row down there because they can't handle it.
Yeah. That's like my sister, lived here, and she's in South Carolina now. And all her neighbors were like, oh, my gosh. It was like the apocalypse coming, right? And they're like, what are you talking about? No big deal. I'm going to run to the grocery store. What are you talking about? The grocery store is closed. There's a half-inch of snow, But, yeah, some of those states like that, they do that. It's just they shut it down. I mean, the snow that Texas got alone, wow.
Battle on the half wall, dumped on in by Boscovich. Picked up Fernandez. 3:38 to go. Fernandez circles the zone, passes up. McElroy found it. Luxinger through the wickets, drops one off. It's picked off by Lejabokov. Smith through the neutral zone, poked away. Varelli dumps into the legs of McElroy. 3:15 to play. Luxinger lobs it in. Stanhope for Anderson. Back for Stanhope, picked up Luxinger. Sauce down low. McElroy, the shot misses the net. Sent down the ice, under 3 to play. Provencher. Cross for Stanhope. Redirected in by Anderson. Kobayashi. Worked over by Jones. McElroy back for Jones. Played a cross to the other side for Luxinger. Varelli, nice move. Varelli in front. Save made. Weisselglad. Luxinger carries out and lifts one into the MJDP defensive zone. Picked up Provencher. Swings one out wide. Back for himself. Not the intended play, but he carries on ahead anyways. Provencher in and scores. 2:09 to go. And Provencher finally breaks the ice for MJDP. You got to do it a few more times.
And that's going to be very, very tough to do, to get 3 more goals in 2:09. The best you can hope for is a catastrophic failure or multiple penalties. I mean, that's about all you can hope for at this point. And, even if the Jets lose this game, you got to look at it as at least you didn't give them the shutout.
Yeah, I was not going to say that word out of respect.
And I wasn't going to unless they did, and I wasn't going to go there. But that's about all you can do. Hey, we didn't give them the shutout, but
yeah,
all in all, they needed to play better. They needed to play harder, and the Cougars just outplayed them here today.
Off the draw, played on ahead for Kauke from Polkstenis. Bracket into the legs of Engstrom. Kauke works his way in. Kauke on the backhand. And another save made by DeAndrea. No points today from Spencer Kauke. Still sits at 147 in his career.
I mean, they did the job of keeping him off the sheet, right? But they had other guys that stepped up here today.
That's what it's about. I mean, you're getting to that time of the year where if your top guy doesn't produce, you need some depth behind him, and the Cougars showed they can do it. Watson off the glass. Jacobson down. Battle over on the half wall. Simpson, the shot redirected up and out of play. 1:10 to go. In this one, Cougars lead 4-1. Just 70 seconds left. Trying to do math in my head. 1 goal every 17.5 seconds is needed. Stanhope towards the net, redirected by Curto. Provencher, drop pass. Curto the shot, hit a body in front. Under 1 minute to play. Luxinger far corner. On for Manerick. McElroy does his job, engages Stanhope as Provencher retreats. Angles one ahead for Jacobson. McElroy jumps in front. Rentner carries on back. 40 seconds left in this one. Little break for MJDP. Curto drives down wide. Has Provencher, and the pass a couple feet ahead of him. Jacobson with a shot over the net. Rentner backhands one onto the near side. McElroy out of the zone. Provencher. Lone goal for MJDP. Curto dangles around, 13 to play. Curto is steamrolled by Manerick. Played off the glass, 5 to go as it's chipped out of the zone by Mena. 3-2-1, and that will do it. First 2 games of this series, the Chicago Cougars have come to Mount Clemens Ice Arena and beaten MJDP 4-2 yesterday, 4-1 today. Dominic Mena opened up the scoring, 123 in. Manerick answered almost 6 minutes later, then Jones a couple minutes after that, which would have been plenty of goals, and then Caden McElroy added his own 2:35 into the second period. No scoring for the Cougars in the third period. Only goal was Jaden Provencher. His second of the season, the Macomb, Michigan, the local product. These two teams will meet again tomorrow afternoon. Matt Neiman on the call. Has got some jawing going on here. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this all game. I mean, there was just nothing there for MJDP here today. Certainly some excited Cougars over there.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, two wins in a row. You know, that's definitely going to help them in the standings here for right now.
And for the time being, now third in the Midwest Division behind MJDP. 4 points back, I should add, but still 3 games in hand.
This was a very, very important game for the MJDP to win, and they couldn't pull it off. And so now they, for sure, have some work to do for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow. That's a must-win game, right? I mean, every game is a must-win, but the team that is chasing you, you've got a target on your back.
Yeah.
The team that is chasing you, they have games in hand, has come in and beat you 2 out of 3 times. You have to come out and get 2 points tomorrow. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, and you have to play it, the game of, it's no doubt. We can do it. We can do it. Not, they beat us, 2 out of 3. It's just, we're going to do it. We're going to come in here. You got to have the confidence in your play, and that's how you got to do it. And you have to come out to play, especially against the Chicago Cougars team.
Well, that is going to do it here in this one. I would like to sincerely thank the Jets organization, Stu Forbes for reaching out, Matt Naiman for hopping on color here today, Matt Preer for trusting me with the flight deck here over the past couple of days, Tyler Naiman for running the camera, again, the entire Jets organization for welcoming in a Toledo Cherokee broadcaster to call their games the past couple of days. It's certainly been a fun time.
I'll miss you here tomorrow, man.
If I could call a game remotely, if I didn't have to get ready for the big Cherokee Jets game.
I'd have to give you our encoder.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like too much for a non-tech guy.
You'd have to do that thing.
Never mind. I'll just do my prep and eat my Chipotle at home. But, again, I sincerely appreciate you guys. It's been fun to be up here, and hopefully we'll get to see you up here again soon. Maybe 5 weeks or so, maybe a little division final trip to Nationals on the line again would be pretty cool. But that is going to do it here this afternoon. Final score, Chicago Cougars 4, MJDP 1. My name is Zeke Fravor, filling in for Matt Preer. We appreciate you tuning in here on Black Bear TV this afternoon. Have a great rest of your Friday.